obviously when you have a hero that can have a like lane mid against the Batrider, even though it's the melee hero, you shouldn't be dying to the Batrider with the swashbuckle out. So
it solves a couple of problems as well. Most importantly for me is the Nature's Prophet split pushes, right? Like it's much easier when you have that Pango to be able to defend against the shard that Shippo has mentioned just a minute ago.
Right. Now, do you feel, final thoughts here, has Spirit addressed the holes from their first game to tie this series?
Do you guys think that they still have problems, still have issues, and that it's much easier for outsiders seemingly to execute here? Like the PL versus the Nature's Prophet matchup is good, but everything else there that connects it is perhaps a bit weaker.
Yeah, they've just gone a different direction. Like they adjusted based on what kind of caused them maybe to lose game one, and said, okay, we're gonna pick this better late game carry, make sure that your Toro can at least counter some of these heroes and not pick his hero too early in the draft. I think I'm okay with Spirit's draft. I think Dazzle is such a good lane secure that I don't think they're gonna get run over by this Darkseer lane. But if that lane doesn't go well, things can look pretty bad for Spirit.
I don't know. I think if Darkseer and
is that his mood with this hero this game? Is it a this Darkseer game, or is it like a tiny?
I think that the panel was right, that it's going to depend a lot on how that lane goes and if they're able to make it work. I've seen it go well, I've seen it go bad, and DM definitely one of the best on this hero in the entire world. And can they try and shut down that PL? It's going to be something we watch for as we get ready to go into this game number 2. And again, so much on the line for these two teams here. If outsiders win, it is a direct spot for them into TI. They don't have to play through those like really terrifying Eastern European qualifiers. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes.
Well, as every draft, you were calling for the Darkseer. The second this guy sees an Agi carry, they could Darkseer. Those are always the words out of his mouth. And this time he was correct.
Right.
But immediately you were saying, there are some issues here. Particularly the Dazzle can be kind of a frustrating. If your Surge is down, that can be bad, right?
In the laning stage.
Yeah, in the laning stage, you just get punched by the poison. But then you were saying that Shard, that's a big change to this matchup now.
That's right, and that's the one that's like the most painful, is that the wall is always so valuable, but with Dazzle, you just throw out that poison touch, you get the shard, and all of the illusions are gone instantly.
30 seconds.
So hopefully they're still standing in the wall. That would be great. Then the Dazzle's helping you, but
exactly,
there's a chance you just lose all that bonus damage as they're making their way away from the wall.
This is the long con, DM, he already knows that they're going to be going to TI. He just believes in that team that much, and he's trying to get it buffed before TI comes around.
All right,
that's what's going to happen.
So someone else is going to tank another L for Darkseer's benefit. All right, thank you.
No problem. But the other hero that we should definitely watch out for a lot is going to be this Ramsey's Nature's Prophet, as everybody heads on over to the side. The toss back onto his own team, and Image runs into all of them. Mira now in trouble. That is going to be a good tiny. So the toss back did not work. Outsiders let them know how to feel about it.
Yeah, the tips have found DM the only one who's not BM. He tipped bad.
That's good. Is that a misclick, or?
That would be quite the misclick at that point. But yeah, Ramsey's Nature's Prophet. This is something that we did not get to see very often through the DBC, because, well, once he just started showing off on it, because there was a point where he was being first phase banned.
Yeah.
Where you just did not want to deal with this at all. And traditionally, like, I don't know if they had some crazy lane idea or some sort of a concept that I was missing, but this is a matchup that most Razor teams would want to avoid right away.
It's true.
So they got Razor in the first phase, and then with all their bans in the second phase, they just left this in, assuredly knowing that he would pick it.
Yeah, I mean, this has been, it's no secret in the region, it's no secret from other teams not in the region, that this has been one of his go-to heroes. That's made so much happen. But maybe feeling like they've come up with an answer for it that just exists outside of just that lane. Time will tell, as GPK facing off against Toronto Tokyo in this mid lane, stacking up that poison. You can see Maposhka already trying to get some punish here onto Marcy, and has the poison touch. He has to TP out. Yemich down low, almost dead. Did go all the way home, and has boots first, so we'll take not too long getting back out here.
On the other hand, at the very least, your support is tanking all that for you as a Darkseer, because level 1 can be a little bit tough for the hero. You don't have that many things you can do. Sometimes you're like double shelling the wave or something, so gets into level 2, and then of course level 3 is where you really pop off with that second point in the Ion Shell. If you can, you would love to try and take Vacuum.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That is Dazzle in a nutshell. Super hard to play against. So we take a look back down bottom here again. 6-2 versus 6-2. So far, Collapse having a good time. Did start with boots there, as you can see the level 1 Ion Shell not doing a ton, but able to force back Maposhka while at the very least that spell is on cooldown. And Both heroes just going to try and farm up what they can, because as soon as Poison Touch hits level 3, that starts to get pretty scary too. Probably level 2 for the
Yeah, yeah. So it'll be probably level 2 Iron Shell, where you'd imagine the kill will be up top for Outsiders. The mid lane, we got to be careful about a kill there at some point from the bat onto the Pango. You know, one bat swashbuckle, you could go down. So and then the bottom lane, of course, there's always potential when it comes to top. Especially if you just go a little bit too deep on a Razor, perhaps you could find some trouble. So definitely some kill options on all 3 lanes right now.
Nice job there. Throws out, heal, and now
Oh, the value.
oh,
Double poison.
and Surge. So they get away for now from Maposhka and pull the wave all the way back to this tower here. But you can see just how annoying this hero is in lane. There's a reason this has been picked so early on consistently across every team, it feels like. And so far so good. 18-3 for that PL. As down bottom.
Now he lost his Bassi. Might lose his life.
They won't go anymore for it. Too scary once they can move on in with those treants.
Oh, he's got 72 damage now, Ramsey's careful.
That's true.
Can you fight me and my treants, though?
Yeah, they got a little bit more. And this pull that actually got off is going to be pushing the creep wave right into it.
Ramsey loves it. I mean, he's dancing away. Very pleased with the current situation.
They're going for the all-in here. Needs to back out. Oh, TM searches him forward, but the doppelganger in the runaway. He spawns on the other side, throws Iron Shell on himself. And that is enough to get Marcy away, and Madara also escapes.
Yeah, I think he might have convinced him to have that doppelganger as well. So Yamich has 3 tangos as well. So just trying to find the sentry right now. They do grab it. Oh, I miss tangoing wards.
Oh, it was nice.
It was too broken though.
It was really good.
But it was a good time.
Back in the day. Toss back. Keeping Hakoda away from Mira and Collapse, but will still tank some of that liquid fire as the movement comes over, and Mira might pay for this. And in fact, gonna TP in with Ramses.
Oh yeah.
And gets it.
Oh, courier. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mira will take that. That's a good amount of value out of the death there for the Tiny.
And once again, I implore you, please don't report your teammates when they make mistakes, guys. Look who you're watching. All right, you know, you can all sit at home and say, wow, how did he just fly that career back up? But you know what? It's the chaos of Dota. It happens to everyone. All right? We got to be more wholesome.
That's right. We need empathy in this.
Yeah, at least until the game's over.
Yes,
because like, yeah, that's fine. Just while they're still on your team, just try to hold it together.
Exactly. Meanwhile, GPK getting some chase down.
Nice.
Tokyo has disposed to pull him back in, and the Pango has finally gone a bit too.
That one.
Now Mira makes the big move in, and GPK thinking about chasing, but it's a bit too far.
It's crazy how close they were too. Just like tiny little plays in moments where maybe you get that bit of damage inside the chain stun, and you don't get given an opportunity to pop that big wand that you're always going to have versus the bat. But able to try and find that kill option is pretty cool, where you're utilizing the rebound after the swashbuckle, because there's such similar distances that it's one of the few ways that back can try and punish him, even though he doesn't have the punish on the swashbuckle at that point.
Right. Well, in level 6, I mean, having that all happen before it would have been a great moment, but now, you know, Toronto Tokyo at 6, it's a lot harder to find that balance.
Mira's gonna get found here. All right. Oh, actually, I'm not sure if they saw him.
No, just out of vision. GPK is 6.
Oh yeah, they know.
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
They definitely know. I need to be able to get to deny that.
Oh yeah, there was an ult.
Throws out the avalanche, secures the rune up top. So Mira, doesn't get to dispose. Still unlikely that they're gonna be able to get away from that one. So GPK finds kill 3 so far for Outsiders as DM in trouble in the lane, ran down Poison Touch. It's gonna be enough to finish him off. And without the support nearby, it's a little bit too tough for him.
Yeah, you've lost your ability to really punish on this lane and chase after Maposhka. With the help of your support, you're not getting the best start. He's the lowest on last hits of the cores right now. And, you know, Darkseer's a greedy guy. You know?
Yeah. It is, and you know, you can make some catch-up plays in the jungle, or possibly with a good rotation, maybe playing around with this Bat Rider or something, but they're definitely going to need to get active at some point if things want to go their way. Unfortunately, they're going to lose the Nature's Prophet also. Mira dead, but you'll take that one for a core kill every day of the week.
Yeah, he's totally okay with that situation there. Just hand a little bit over to Hakoda, and we'll go on his merry way. So Mira, utilizing this combination with Collapse, you can see the weakness that the Nature's Prophet still has in this matchup because of that. As Yamich getting a very deep ward down in there, so kind of showing that they want to keep an eye on this PL once they can sort of force him into the jungle, right? Because at a certain point, it's just more efficient for PL to make its way through here instead.
True.
They want to know what's going on. There was a dire ward in the area, so I'm not sure how much that caught what Yamich was up to, depending on his path. So then they might have an idea there's a ward in that area anyway. But that's a pretty unusual spot to go for early, so you still might dodge a couple sentries.
True. And at least for now, the pings are coming out.
Yeah.
They're checking.
Yeah, misses him with one.
All right, does he find the second? Does not look like Pushka's going to. Yeah, so both missed, and some pretty good warding from Outsiders. Throw in Spirit for a bit of a loop. Yamich makes the move towards mid with an Ion Shell on him. Won't be able to find Tokyo there. And instead, Mira caught by the Ice Pack, rebound in, chase on forward, and dispose if they needed it, but didn't end up happening. Tokyo has the haste, thinks about going in for the ulti. Yamich, does he get pushed into the high ground? He does. So Yamich able to escape from that. Nicely done, Tokyo, rebound out.
He's still level 4 spot.
Does he guess right? He's not going to go for it. Realize
wow, Tokyo, you've changed. I remember the old Tokyo, he goes for that.
Oh, well. That's what happens.
That was also a Rolling Thunder to try and kill off Marcy at that point. You know what I mean? Like,
true.
That did not feel very good at the beginning, and then she gets away. So double plus not good here for Tokyo. And here's that help that's coming to DM's lane right now. A surge onto a bat, go!
With an Ion Shell on him, there's no way he's getting out of this one. Tokyo, they even dropped the wall on him there.
He's just making sure he's like,
yeah, they get him.
It's not worth the risk.
And rebound.
The preemptive.
Keep chasing. They know Baposhka's over here, and he has nowhere left to go. DM and the rest of Outsiders going to show up for this. See if they force out anything, as it's just going to be always
dropping the items.
Yeah, he's right there, top. Down bottom, they're going to find a code to kill off that so that you get a little bit of turnaround. GPK shows up, Ramsey. It's going to work, actually. He held the lasso that entire time. Razor dropping low, GPK dies to the collapse. Get away, where's the tips?
I'm on 5.
Come out soon, Ramsey's pops the ulti, wants to find anybody at all. Is it going to be enough? No, the rapid nature misses collapse.
How are they out of tips? I have no explanation.
That was sick.
Alright, so yeah, you saved your last the whole time, and unfortunately get a mega punish down there, so ooh, Outsiders. That was a bit painful, but you know, nonetheless, you did manage to force out the PL with that kill there. You can pressure into the tower up top. Your Nature's Prophet has still purchased his Midas, so he'll be happy at the very least. And they're going to keep this continued pressure on the bottom tower. Dire scan, see if anyone's going to be here, because the Nature's Prophet had just respawned, so they scan behind the tower to see if he's coming in. Right. They notice he's not, and they can just keep pressuring this tower as they lose their top to DM.
Yeah, they take sorry. There as well. You know, the PL was holding on to a whole bunch of gold, and suddenly it turned into a hand of Midas himself. So
I tell you, every game, it's either, for Outsiders leagues, it's always either Ramses or GPKs who's getting a Midas these days. So they put him on bat, you know, trying to stop that from happening.
Yeah, probably.
But we're all about the Midas at the major, huh?
It's the one. It's the mode for it.
One could say.
2,000 gold wins so far for Spirit. And we'll see if Outsiders try and put some more pressure back onto this mid tower now that they've already taken top. Already heading in with a bunch of treants.
Radiant's bottom
GPK instead is going to TP down bottom to pressure out that tower, showing on that lane, but smoking up with 2 more.
Yeah, they're going to link up as he pressures that wave. They're scanning as well. They want to know, are they going to try and gank our Bat Rider? Are they setting up and prepping here? They might not know exactly where Mira is as well, of course, because that's sort of the one who'll be hunting. Now, Mira and Maposhka run over a Radiant Ward along with Tokyo, so all visibly heading top right now. DM should not get caught by this. And, well, again, into this ward that's still surviving, by the way, by the outpost as well. So just so much knowledge. Oh, and now they're even checking the pillar. Oh, dude, he threw him for a loop with that ward.
He's inside of his brain. Like, jeez. Maposhka doesn't know where to go. I mean, it's not often that you see that type of warding going on where it makes that big of a difference. And GPK, TP's back towards middle. They know that they're all over here.
12-minute rune.
Jumps in, finds Maposhka. I mean, they're gonna have to know that he's under ward right now, but he feels bad. TP's out. Use the vacuum, cancel it, and the Dazzle dead into
Dire's
some
middle
tower pressure.
is under attack.
Yeah, keep that Firefly up there to pressure in, force them back, and no chance to defend this tower. So Yadro continues to Midas in the triangle, but they're not getting that offensive push that you'd be hoping for from your Pangolier. He needs some help from his supports, and well, Tiny needs a little bit of time before you really feel like you can do much.
As Spirit still with the gold lead, but do lose out on some of the map movement and objectives in this game. We'll see what they do besides just trying to buy some more space for the PL. It feels like that's pretty much the game plan at this point. Vanguard fully completed on Darkseer now, so he can tank through a lot more of the damage.
And I wonder, because he had the Vanguard, and he had Blink queued up. I'm like, is that really the end of this game?
Right.
Like, is that the pacing that they need from this Darkseer? I would prefer the Aghanims, but we'll see. He might change his mind back again, just depending on how these next couple minutes go. Like particularly maybe like around the Roche pit, if they feel like they need to advance themselves a bit further, if they want to try and contest that. But for now, everyone's just farming on outsiders. And even the supports, you can see GBK is taking an ancient stack right now with Bat Rider, so trying to get into that BKB so they can give that space to Ramses, because Ramses, I'm sure after this Maelstrom will probably just be going to a BKB himself.
Yeah, it does kind of have the feeling of both teams willing to go the distance, make it go as late as possible. And Goda throws on down that ice pack, but Yadro right on top in the big heal bomb afterwards from Maposhka. That's some nice little synergy they got going there too.
Yep, bit of a classic between those two heroes.
So we will see. DM moves on in, looking for the team where Mira stops and says, hey, can I give you a high five? And DM will not give him a high five. In fact, he's very upset. Surge, Iron Shell, heads off across the map. Let's farm up for him for some more.
He's back on the Blink too.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a little bit greed, I guess, if you went to Aghanims as well, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's tough.
It depends on the timing of the Yamch's Blink too, I think. You know, maybe if Yamcha can kind of a fast blink, you might feel like you can have a little bit more space for it, but the counter initiation potential of the blink on Darkseer is just so ridiculous. Mira trying to get that farm in the dead lane.
Tiny is insane.
Yeah, I mean, pretty safe when you have that tower.
Yeah, Yamcha in trouble now and tries to unleash to get out. Toronto Tokyo does have a rebound. Back up again in a second. DM, he gets caught now also. As he tries to surge away, Maposhka has the poison touch. 4 points in surge gets him out.
That is why you take 4 points. You don't get greedy with vacuum.
Manages to escape. But a big rotation up top side. I wonder if also part of the reason for the blink is, you know, feeling like they need to make these moves happen with the Midas PL and just the danger of the late game scaling that Team Spirit has.
Yeah, I can see that. As well as maybe even thinking that there's going to be some push here from Team Spirit at a certain point and hoping to punish that, but there's going to be these moments where, like, obviously PL doesn't get a BKB early, so you're always going to be able to get like a good blink vacuum on that target, but Razor, very early BKB buyer, it can be difficult to target Toronto Tokyo since he's going to be in the Rolling Thunder so much of the time during this game, so even then it's not exactly like a high value blink in some ways, and yeah, he's switched back to the eggs again. Yeah. This is my favorite game. This is even better than America's favorite game of guessing Roche. It's what will DM buy first. I'm voting for... I'm voting Ags. I think he buys Ags.
I mean, GPK is also finishing his BKB right now, so that's kind of the problem, I guess. But you can also get a lot done with just that 4 points in Surge and running them into buildings and heroes. As they pressure out mid a little bit, and Spirit willing to absorb this pressure, keep the gold lead very small, and just get that PL as farmed as possible for Yadro.
Where's my smoke with Tiny Blink? This is unacceptable. I've watched a lot of Tiny games this major.
Dire are
Been so many of them.
It's coming,
Dire's
I'm sure.
middle tower is under attack.
Oh, wait, there you go. Toronto Tokyo needs to take a couple swigs here. You know, he's low on mana.
True.
Oh, and there's a BKB. Okay, this is the time.
Yeah, they're ready.
Do we get any wards? Wards would be great. See if they can get some inside that Dire Ancients area. Try and control up that space. Maposhka, he's got one ward. They're itching for a smoke right now.
Keeps on looking for anywhere that there has been some vision, but it is down below. Remember, he died there, Maposhka, earlier, and he's going to see that ward expire right as he heads over this direction.
Oh, it's painful.
Yeah, there it is.
Painful.
So I know that's where it was.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And they saw us all stand here.
Still want to smoke? Or? I think the other wards do come out as well, so it's still the mission right now, and there's going to be a smoke instead first. They're going to find PGL.
Danger, danger. Will they spot the real one? He's over to the side. They're sending one away. Do they go for the last one to him? No. They will hang on to that and then finally go for the kill, but Tokyo runs in. Has a spin back and forth. Ball down, backs away. TM vacuum connection. Great, but collapse in trouble. Kimi tries to survive. A couple more punches is all that they need. The slow is there and they can't connect. Have a toss. They run back in again. Toronto Tokyo gets a good swashbuckle, but there's not quite enough damage there for the final finish. So 2 for 1 is the tally.
Nice aggressive play there from Outsiders to get up to the high ground and catch the PL. And so overall, the gold lead does go in favor of Team Spirit, though, with a quick response as well as the XP. Downside, your PL's not farming, but Darks are going to have a hard time getting towards the Aghanims. And the Aghanims, in a sense, is almost like a Midas for this hero.
As you can see, this was looking pretty good for them. But then that jump in and the response time, how quickly.
Watch TM too. He gets stunned, he gets tossed up, and then there's just a rolling thunder. It's like, okay, I just can't do anything. He just throws down a wall, but even then, that survival, by the way, of the BKB after was crazy. That was really close.
Yeah, and then Mira with the counter initiation here, just perfect angle. Avatos dead, and it would have been potentially worse if they didn't have vision.
Another smoke as well. Not the most reliable duo of a Jakiro and a Marcy, but they're making it work in the aggressive plays here. They're all under vision right now, though.
Thinking about it.
Get the D ward down.
Can't find the right target. So, Outsiders, are they going to go for any more?
They have Blink on the Marcy as well as the Lasso, so.
Dispose him off the high ground there.
Yeah. Guess I'm not ganking for 14 seconds, okay.
Yeah, so again, very steady, 9-9, trying to get towards finishing the Darkseer's item, and that means that Outsiders can't really play aggressive, and for Team Spirit, they're still confident just hanging out for now. The blink done, they could make a move, but they're still a little ways away. Manta just now completed for PL, and getting the next couple of items really changed the face of this game for him.
I think one thing that's really interesting as well is Toronto Tokyo's itemization here. Going for the Lincoln Sphere after the Diffusal. How many games have we just seen nothing but Diffusal Blink on Pangolier, right? But Toronto Tokyo is someone who certainly likes to go his own way on a couple of heroes. And it's an excellent Lincoln's game, of course. You're going to have Last, you're going to have Dispose. Those are the two big key initiations that they're looking for on the side of Outsiders. So he's the potential to turn around entire fights because of this item. Downside, he's going to be missing out on that initiation potential of the Blink Dagger. So he's going to be very reliant on Mira getting these good tosses like he did last time.
I don't remember if it was Outsiders or if it was Spirits, but in one of the DPC games against this type of initiation, it was specifically against a Marcy, the team picked up 5 Lincoln Spheres.
Yeah, just like stacking them like crazy.
And it can just be so good when that is your main avenue of starting a fight. Arcane Rune picked up. You gotta ask, when are they gonna go for it? It's Team Spirit that make the smoke play. They don't have Razor in it. Collapse out a little bit in front of everybody else.
Yeah, he was actually still hitting creeps as they smoked up behind him, so he's really trying to bait this out here. And it would have to be the Marcy who gets caught first, of course. Yamich being goaded into this.
They drop down a ward up on the high ground. Yamich is the one that's blocking the path forward.
Everyone's pinging each other. Jeez, they just know exactly what everyone's up to right now. Poacher's going to ping the high ground. He wants the ward. There's no vision up there either, so they don't even know about this. Huge for them.
This is a really big pickup. And I mean, if they can get this done, with Toronto Tokyo right next to him, Yadro punching away, they smoke up. Everybody from Outsiders heading over. GPK has spotted everybody with the avatars. And then the roll right on top of him. It's pulled back one. GPK down, but Collapse has the blink down, and the back and forth they go. DM, I don't know if he can do enough here. He gets bashed, he gets stunned, he gets that vacuum. Oh, it feels bad to be Darks here. Feels real bad as they chase up the high ground. Mira finds another ultra kill for Yaro. It's Collapse has Ramsey's in its sight. Better use your Midas because you're going to go back to the fountain in a second. Or another. Dropping his items in front of him.
Wow.
Back to Roche.
I guess DM really want those buffs, huh?
Ooh, that's the truth.
He gets in that fight. He has the Aghanim short, but it's just obviously a little bit too late. As he gets at this point, the peak is being there as well. This big body of Collapse in the way.
Was it a bash or did he just get clipped by something? I couldn't quite see. regardless, oh man, in the midst of all of this, you're waiting for the moment. It just doesn't come.
I mean, he just runs in, he just gets ran into, comes back in,
Yeah.
ran into again, slowed
Radiant's
poison.
middle
He's like,
tower
do
is
I
under
cast
attack.
my spells? Oh, he went for it right there, but it just,
It's too late.
yeah, nothing there. They were trying to combo with the ice path as well near the end of I think, the BKB, so it's like, maybe that magical moment happens and you get something, but not quite there. And on the other hand, though, he does have the Agro Scepter now, so of course this gives you multiple charges on your Ion Shells, which is pretty ridiculous.
Radiant's middle
So
tower
increase
is under
duration, you
attack.
can help split push these waves quite a bit. So his
Radiant's
gold will
fortified.
increase, he's gonna get that Blink Dagger a little bit faster because of it, but he still has to deal with his BKB on collapse.
That
Radiant's
is
middle
no
tower has
easy
fallen.
answer. The plus side, of course, is not only with the multiple charges, you can get a
Radiant's
bunch of them,
middle
which will
tower is
burn
under
through PL
attack.
pretty quickly, but PL as an Aegis now,
Dire's bottom
he's going to a
tower is
hard
under
next.
attack.
I mean, this game is really starting to look a bit grim for outsiders.
And with the reliability of Mira, like needing him to get these big
Dire's
initiations, he has
structures
Blink
are
and
fortified.
Force Step. So you see someone like this, oh my, I
Radiant's
cannot
top
believe he
tower
just
is
lived. Great
under
Force Step by
attack.
Hakoda. I thought he was getting tossed back to Mavushka
Dire's
for
bottom
sure.
tower has fallen.
Tiny is just so strong. There's a reason this Heroes just gets picked up in the first phase all the time.
Dire's
You get
bottom
so
tower is
much
under
out of
attack.
it. Repositioning, team fight breakups. Very low
Radiant's
cost
top tower
initiation,
is
and look
fallen.
at that. Found another. Don't need to go all the way for it. Is he going to be in trouble though? Dispose. And a couple more punches. Mira will get punished.
Yeah, one of the benefits of Jakiro, a very tanky support,
Radiant's
harder
top
to
tower
deal
is
with when you
under
run into him
attack.
right away in the jungle like that.
So for this, they decide to.
They need everything. They just want to keep them split up, right? They have the agency on the other side. You can't really get that aggressive right now anyway, so take your free kills when you got them. And now if you want to go hunting, they're 3v5. You might not need to use the lasso to still get some kills.
Wow. Look at that. Team Spirit, 90% right now. After a disappointing game number one for them, where it looked like they had an opportunity, but weren't able to close it out. Now, in very comfortable position, you can see PL has picked up the shard on top of everything else and almost completed the heart.
Radiant
With that level
are
20 talent
scanning.
coming up soon.
And it's not even just Yado that I think gives you such problems this game. I really do look towards Toronto Tokyo and just like, how do they deal with this Penguins here? Like, it's got off to a great start. I feel like Penguins have been floundering a bit in this tournament, at least in the games we've been casting here. They've been really struggling to get it outside of that like Diffusal +1 item and keep scaling. And now Toronto Tokyo, he's third on net worth. He's the Basher coming out right now, so his control elements are just getting increased. But DM, there's the magical item, the Blink Dagger.
What can he do with it?
What dreams are made of.
There you go. Absolutely.
And nightmares when you all get caught by that enemy Darkseer and you think about it that night, you're just like,
Feels bad.
BKB'd.
Well, and I mean, the problem is they have a lot of PKBs. They've got some answers. It feels like, again, this is going to come down a lot to who has the vision advantage. And I feel like that is one area where outsiders do have some good stuff going for them. You've got the Treants going. Bat Rider, obviously great for maintaining that vision. You need to make the most of it. But 25 minutes in now.
Dire's top tower
And
is under attack.
does not feel good at this stage of the game to see the PL at the top of the net worth chart.
No, and he is continuing to keep this bottom wave cut off as much as he can, let his creeps catch up, and he wants to see if he can push down this tower, I would say, with his
Radiant's
Aegis, right? So this is
bottom tower is
a
under
multiple
attack.
plays on the map right now, attempt here, as they're all smoking top.
A minute left on the Aegis. And they're going to head up here towards Yamich. Ramsey's in
They're
the
baiting
area.
the fact that they're like
Radiant's
behind PL bottom, but now
is
that's
under
why
attack.
Bat's so
Dire
scared.
are scanning.
Good blink away, but Mira finds a target afterwards, saving the avalanche and dispose. TP gets away. No, wasn't gonna happen.
It's cute though.
That looked good.
Much like Ramsey stealing their ancients.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta find what you, oh, they know.
Get out of there, run away. He does escape. Treants.
He's gonna think it's warded, for sure. I thought it was warded when I saw that TP.
Oh, and good job blocking the ancients
Radiant's
after.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, he takes it immediately. So 25 seconds left, and it should be noted, not a ton of structural damage done. Team Spirit did not push their luck with this this Aegis this time around.
Yeah, instead they they kind of tried a riskier play where they went for that kill. I think they needed PL to stay on that bottom wave just a little bit longer to really sell the fact that they were down there
Radiant's
protecting
middle
to
tower
pressure that
is under
tower. I
attack.
think that's the play they were going for. It's like, oh, we're all here like hiding behind PL, not smoking up top to kill you. They're a little bit out of sync on that one, and so they
Radiant's
managed to
top
escape on
tower
outsiders
is under
other than
attack.
Yamich.
Invisibility.
Still, they are all over the map. The only area is down bottom where outsiders are pushing it in. GPK on this Batrider, looking towards not during
Radiant's top
core.
tower is under
DM
attack.
nearby. They throw ion
Dire's
shells on
bottom
these
tower
creep
is
waves, and
under attack.
that is one thing their lineup does pretty well, shoving out those waves constantly.
Yeah, most certainly. Nature's Prophet, Batrider, and double ion shell.
Dire's structures are
Spirit
fortified.
farming up this next set of neutrals.
Radiant's top
Titan
tower
Sliver
is
done
under
along with the
attack.
blast rig.
Dire's
And
bottom
even
tower
without
is
the
under
Aegis,
attack. Radiant
confident
structures
enough to
are
walk on
fortified.
into this tier 2 tower and
Radiant's
start to
top
clean it
tower
up.
is under
I
attack.
mean, it is so hard to imagine a way in which
Radiant's top
Yadro
tower
dies at the
has
start of this
fallen.
fight, particularly with Miposhka nearby.
Dire's bottom
Yeah.
tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower
They're just
is
gonna go
under
high ground
attack.
without Aegis?
I mean, the illusions are at the very least.
They're thinking about it.
Okay, Mira's doing the big play.
Okay, waiting for people to TP back. They have vision with the illusion.
This is a 15-second setup. It gets a little risky, especially versus a
Radiant's top
a
tower is
Batrider,
under attack.
and a
PK,
Jakiro.
they're TPing in, but they don't quite have vision. If they pop that Firefly, they'll spot the Tiny. Hakoda reveals himself. Avalanche toss. So managed to work. They do lasso on the PL. They'll get illusion for a vacuum round 2. Yadro down to about half HP. Long damage, he keeps the front. The robot gets exposed. He keeps the back up here. It's a no. Yadro, he gets grave. Runs away. And they don't have the damage. He hides off the side. GPK gets the pushback. A couple more punches is all he needs. But they know that's all he needs. They DM. Find him DM. Hopes for a tree. Ryan left. It's not quite there. He got graved again. Again, he survives. Up at the top, Yadro running, hiding, and DM has to call off the
Dire's middle
pursuit.
tower is
All
under
your friends
attack.
are dead.
Oh, DM blinks out, but that one hurts. The PL was so close to dead.
He went for it all in the double graze by Miposhka.
I mean, that's one of the things when there's just this like centerpiece of a target, and
Yeah.
he's the only one that needs to grave. It's a pretty good dazzle game.
Oh, they took such a risky route in that fight too by going all in for the PL and almost worked. But the problem is, like, if you try to ignore the PL and target these
Radiant's
other
top
heroes,
tower
he
is
just gets
under
out of
attack.
control. There's just too many illusions that feel impossible to engage versus them.
Radiant's
Starting
top
with a
tower
pretty
is
good
fallen.
vacuum wall, doing so much damage at the beginning. But some of the things just weren't to their favor, right? Like Ramsey's level 19.
Radiant's top tower
So
is
he
under
doesn't have
attack.
the one, but then they got the discord anyway. So he didn't even need to try and doppelganger his way out of it.
Dire's middle
Macro
tower
Pyre's
is
back
under
up, but they
attack.
can't
Radiant's
keep the
top
PL,
tower
well, unless he
has
just
fallen.
walks into it like that, whatever. He's just farming out. They know this Rax is gone.
Dire's turret
They're going to have to
has
play
been
for a little bit better
Radiant's top
situation.
tower
But there it is, level
has
20.
fallen.
So he has the Sprout Leash's talent. Certainly a necessary thing to get in this matchup versus the Phantom Lancer.
And with Mjolnir done, has the Shadow Blade. There's a Mindbreaker that gets picked up. Yeah, it's hard to imagine a situation where the fight can be more perfect than that, unless you can find like the dazzle at the start. But Miposhka is very much playing behind.
Yeah, I mean, they saw Toronto coming on this award, so.
He doesn't have Shard either, so this could be a potential kill. Leashed up. Normally you can just Shard through this and survive, but no such luck this time around. He manages to get pulled around, but
Did he just
killed off.
last of the Lions?
I think that happened.
Buddy, it's been a while.
That happened.
That's all right. Had to make sure, I guess.
Because at this point,
Oh, wait, he's the second headband. All right, now I'm just confused.
Well, regardless.
Yeah, well, either way.
17 to 12, and a minute 45 until Roche is back up. Is there anything else that's going to be coming out between now and then for these items? I guess Basher is on the docket with PL. Scotty still gone for 2 minutes.
Dire's bottom
So
tower
in the
has
timing
fallen.
that he won't, that Roche is going to be back up, they won't actually have a Scotty on PL. DM also finished off a BKB.
That is huge. He needs that to actually play Darkseer, right? And this is where it actually comes back the other way, where he hasn't built a BKB. onto the Pangolier. So if he gets off the Rolling Thunder, he's safe,
Dire's
but at least he won't be able to
bottom
punish
tower is
the
under
Darkseer. And if he doesn't have the Rolling Thunder, he doesn't actually have a BKB right now to deal with this. And neither does a Phantom Lancer, because PL doesn't really build BKB. So it is still the case that despite it being 31 minutes into the game, you only have one core in any team you have to be like mega concerned about in terms of BKB for the Blink vacuum. So might be able to catch something decent here, particularly if they can get that leading vision.
Yeah, that's going to be the most important part. And there is that other dynamic now of the Dazzle Shard, which is done, but the smoke, as they head into
Dire's
this
middle
area,
tower is under
Collapse
attack.
leading the charge. They know there's a ward there, but they don't want to take it down yet and reveal themselves. Chasing, Mira finds, but the blink away. They blink out on DM, they blink out on Marcy. Outsiders dodge that gank.
That was insane. I can't believe they all got out. And of course, it's versus the Nature's Province. So Ramses continues to send these Trans down bottom and maybe steal their Ancients. Oh, he's so greedy. He wants them.
Goes back, makes it happen.
Dire's
And this is
bottom
what they
tower
need to
is
do.
under
Roche
attack.
respawning 7 seconds now.
Oh, we might get a courier here too.
Be big.
Oh, yeah, right there. No, yeah, got him.
Nicely done.
No Yules for
Dire's
you, Mira.
courier has been killed.
Outsiders
Radiant
want to take
are
the fight
scanning.
as Ramses
Dire's
hangs out
bottom
in this
tower
area.
is under attack.
Oh, he actually had the Yules done. That's a big punish. That's now 2.5 minutes where Mira doesn't have a Yules that he actually had enough gold for. That feels really bad.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. So no Yule Scepter for the Tiny. And that bottom lane, it's had
Dire's
so
bottom
much
tower is
like
under
pressure
attack.
onto it. The tier 3 tower is almost dead. Kind of getting a repeat of what we saw in the last game, although this time it's, you know, Team Spirit that are a little bit ahead.
Seems to be whoever has the better global lane shove is having a bit of an easier time here when it comes to setting up these Roches, as you'd expect.
Well,
Got his Blinkus.
GPK.
1 second away.
Oh my god, spotted him. That is scary. Well, where's the follow-up? The wall misses completely. I am not sure. I am not sure about that one, Trent.
It's, you know, you're not sure how many allies are nearby. You kind of grab it because you don't want to die,
Dire's
because he
middle
might just
tower
die
is
if he
under
doesn't lasso
attack.
BKB instantly there. And they come through with the sprout. They can't connect there either, so...
Oh, scary. It's on the ice path. Roche is, well, starting to get burned down.
All right, so
Have wall.
what do we have versus the sprout? We have the Pike on Collapse, we have the Force Staff on Mira, and then we just have like straight up ball.
Oh, they just hit level 20 on Darkseer, so the damage is almost doubled. They're taking that bottom tower. If they can load up a bunch of Ion Shells, maybe they can make something work there, but it's really tough. GPK with no BKB. It's hard to come and contest this. Pushes everybody out of the pit. Damage disposed onto one. They have the Rolling Thunder. Jumps forward. Team tries to steal it. Catches it. TMTP's out with the BKB. Oh, DM, the thing gets away. And let's see Rats too.
A classic.
Oh my god.
Outsiders playing the outsides of the map right now, it would seem.
Very interesting. I'm not sure. I mean, that gives them a huge window right now where at the very least Team Spirit aren't going to be able to take advantage of that Aegis. Aegis TD'd into him. Wait a minute, that's not good. They're in trouble. Ramses, that's not how it's supposed to go. The back is back. The Aegis is not on the Nature's Province. Keeps on punching, looking for more collapse. It's in trouble there. They turn on to another one. And again, a force staff, double force staff. Yemich trying to chase. Jumping with Toronto Tokyo now. TM, he's going to get back. Punch him again. Path down. He can't punch him. Can they do it? They have the wall afterwards.
Meanwhile, GPK
Dead. And a fourth.
gets killed up in the jungle.
Oh my goodness. All right, we've sort of entered a bit of madness over the last several
They
minutes.
most certainly have. They steal the Aegis, they take some barracks in the bottom lane.
He just dropped his Midas in the river. Wait, what?
His career's coming, you know, it's all right.
I was a little bit concerned there.
He's a busy guy. So time for this. Meanwhile, Mira's courier is back, so even though he's dead, his Yules will now be complete, so that's one more tool in his arsenal.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
These fights are so chaotic.
So that started with Ramses just being ganked.
Radiant's
And by
middle
ganked, I
tower
mean
has
ganking
fallen.
himself. It but it kind of worked.
It did.
It sort of looked like it was going to be all right, but they didn't quite have all their tools up at that point. DM currently does have the blink, the vacuum,
Radiant's
the
middle
wall.
tower is under attack.
And an Aegis is not nearby. The normal punch. They don't have Dazzle with them, so he can't kill the illusions when they respawn like that. That's true.
Radiant
Ice
structures
path
are
down,
fortified.
Doppelgangers into it. And Team Spirit with no Batrider, no Nature's Prophet, they feel comfortable at the current moment just taking down this tower. Keeps the pressure off of Pushka there for the
Radiant's
heal.
middle tower has
It's not the
fallen.
picture out.
Though.
Radiant's middle barracks are
Range
under
Rack's
Radiant's
dead.
middle
Melee
That's all he can do.
gets a little hit. Vacuum wall on the Yabro. They go for any more. Toss back. They have the control. It's on to one, but do they have the damage that they need? The normal punch comes out. They have this one, but no! He gets pulled out. Image chasing. Yabro gets away under that bridge. The leash on Rondo. Don't have any way to get out of it. Oh, it's so painful. It hurts real bad. Meanwhile, Mira gets punched again. Have the iron shells on him. Burning to death. Bit by bit. Can they get him? Yabro runs forward, finds GPK, kills him. They have buyback in a couple of these different heroes if they need it. Ramses, TF, they're both in the area. Backing onto both. The wall's not quite gonna be there. They have another illusion created with the normal punch to try and send back into the PL. He's just gone. It's too hard to fight that guy.
Just zips away.
Illusion.
It's just not enough damage.
It does really feel like Ramses is the only one who can stand there and do stuff. You know, you can see in the damage numbers during the engagements. Like he's comfortable just TPing, staying behind him. I'm getting obviously
Radiant's
the
middle
sprout onto the
barracks are
Pango
under
pretty
attack.
brutal. Very hard at this point in the game for you to play that.
And even the illusions that get sent
Dyer's
forward,
bottom
just doppelganging, sending them out.
Yeah. But then this Yano with an Abyssal Blade, so they're able to just blow up GPK right away.
And you can get some counter pressure on the other side of the map as the Treants are not being addressed. And NP actually shows up. He's going to be there to go a couple more punches on
the back door, and he has to go anyway. I mean, he could have come through the back door, but help is coming back. It's Yano there.
But left behind is Mira. Ramses moves in, comes in for the finish.
Very hard to get all your numbers away versus Marcy.
So 38 minutes in, and we're still sitting here with mid-racks taken out. Bottom lane continues to be shoved in. They also took up top.
You know what? I think they win this if Yano had Aegis.
Yeah.
He is so hard to deal with. Like, imagine if he could just YOLO a little bit more, because he would be Yolt.
I mean, they might still just win this, if we're going to be honest. It's looking pretty good right now for Spirit. But we'll see. Obviously, there's been multiple moments where you can make a crazy comeback happen. They do have pretty solid control.
Unseen.
I think what's frightening is the pick-off potential from outsiders, though, right? Because you have this global NP who just does so much damage now that it's very similar to the Ursa last game in terms of just like you're there, the damage is there, but he has some extra elements of control with the Sprout, particularly onto Toronto. He's probably the most vulnerable person right now because he's someone who might end up being on it by himself and hitting a wave. He could just go down to a simple blink dispose or something, and Ramses wants to beef up himself here, so I'm gonna pick up the Satanic. For some more survivability is collapse. Invis knows exactly where to go.
Oh, he went the wrong way. There he is. Oh, Ramses. Hello. CP's out. And that's a BKB used.
Did you see how fast he moved the second that guy appeared? That was crazy.
Yeah. That was a swiftness.
And he's going top.
14 gold lead.
Oh, you have heroes in the bottom half of the map? Okay. Goodbye to your tower.
Oh, PL gets the Lincoln Sphere.
Under attack.
Big treants.
That is nice.
Yeah, they just annihilate these outer towers, huh? I mean, look, they're like painting out PL. It's like, oh, I guess that's just gone, huh?
I mean, this is the problem that they have to deal with in this game. Constant pressure out. And
Radiant's bottom tower
again,
is under
for
attack.
Spirit, that constant pressure sort of lingering in the back of your head. You know that the game could be turning into a base race at some point or something like that.
So, GBK currently not holding a Lincoln Spurge. He's going for the Stormcrafter instead.
Ooh, look at this wraparound though.
But they just got Witchbane as well. But
5 heroes together.
Radiant's bottom tower
It's
is
dangerous.
under
They
attack.
see it at the moment,
Dyer's
and
top
outsiders
tower is
looking for
under
the wrap. Whoa, it's good. They have a second round of it as well. Can't control it. On and up. This is gonna be enough for the finish. Runs forward, collapse down such low HP. GBK trying to find a target. They take down here. Can they get any more? Yabro, he's still so survivable throughout all of this. A second wall drops down, tries to run away. Ramses, Invis, backs out. Yamich, they find their target, but there's the blink out. Yo, Toronto, Tokyo, so good. In the midst of all of this, they're taking the other side of racks up on the top side of the map.
imagine if they got that initial lasso.
That would've
He
been
blinked
wild.
in the second Toronto Tokyo just instantly pops down that Lincoln on top of Collapse, gives him that timing. That was crazy. Or else he gets grabbed right away. And heads the point to the refresher so fast.
How do they stop this? DM jumps in for the punch. It's not there for the disable, but he does get the illusion. DM burning through mana. Yadro hits the real one right on top of him. He didn't know. And gets caught and killed. They do have buyback, but no Jakiro for this fight. Ramses needs to get a little bit of separation. This PL is so scary. DM throwing more ion shells wherever he can. They need the damage to slowly burn this guy down, but this PL is just too large. We knew this timing could come eventually. You're seeing the backdoor that's coming on right now from Ramses, setting these triads consistently, but I don't know if Team Spirit are leaving the base.
No, they don't plan on going home, that's for sure. They want to end this game now. They've got the Megas. They're going to keep their mid-tier 2 at the very least, protecting the rest of their base.
And they head on in. DM goes for the punch, does a little bit of a whiff on the Manza.
Pump fake there, I think, on the vacuum maybe.
Ramses trying to deal with these creeps in the base. And again, you do have both of the side lanes pushed out very effectively. The rest of Spirit back away. They have been split pushed to death, but that tier 2 tower, like you were saying, makes the difference.
Look at that tier 4 though.
Wait a minute, they get the last of the pullback. Got better control, the punch, do they have it? Can they get the kill? There's the grave that comes in, back to back. Yadro very low, they got they keep him alive. Somehow, someway, but he finally dies. Now the punch collapses there, dead on the high ground.
Ooh, Yadro though, this is something.
This is dangerous.
And you know, we saw the all chat as well.
That's right.
Earlier from Hakone, he said 4901 Tiny, so you know he's keeping track of that one.
Danger, danger. 42 minutes in. The game previously has gone the distance. It went the way of outsiders.
They have a like under 1K lead with Megas against them right now. And they just need Yadro.
That's all that they need. If they can get that one kill, they are going to TI. Outsiders, so much on the line at this point. And for Team Spirit, I mean, at this point, you kind of got to wonder if they're going to wait it out. You see Ramses. Homie got a rapier.
He's got a big one.
Oh, it's dangerous. Not revealing it yet either.
They can't leave their base.
No, they can't.
Because he's just going to show up with that rapier.
They're going to backdoor the tier 4s. If anybody leaves at any point and can't get back to the base, it's going to be over.
All right, so what do we got here? We got the smoke out. They're heading towards Roche. They're going to check it out. We have potential for buyback and bots right now on Razor. It could be done.
So far, this series has lived up to the hype.
Are scanning.
What can they do? Batrider ready to go with the lasso plays.
See what he's doing with the illusions? He leaves them by the pin on purpose because it trips the scan. It's a very annoying feature that you can do. You'll see a lot of teams do this, especially like illusion runes and stuff.
D-Ward. Poshka takes it away. They replace it on outsiders. So they think that this vision is safe, but it's not. Ramsey's still in the base. Keeping creeps outside of it. And Spirit, I mean, you can't really leave this area because Roche gets taken so rapidly. But likewise, oh, that's an Ags done on Jakiro. Likewise, you'd love to be able to go in there and try and like gank the NP or something. It's just too scary.
So that is pure damage that pierces immunity as well. It's big damage on fire.
Yamich forced to pop his VKB and run away. If they can get away, this would be good, but no, Yamich is dead. Gotta be careful about this movement.
They need him.
Toronto Tokyo could have gone up the hill a little bit more. Shadow amuleting away from this. DM gets a lucky bash on the last hit of that swashbuckle. Roche's respawn, it's got a refresher shard.
Dude, they're trying some crazy stuff on Spirit. He's like toss no targeting, the rolling thunder. Spirit's been waiting for this moment, it would seem. But I mean, the fact that Yamich went basically just means that he thought that was the moment. You know, he thought that might be their opportunity to do it, to just like end this game or at least get that big kill that can put them in the driver's seat. But losing him is very painful.
So 60 seconds without the Marcy. And back at home, the question is, I mean, obviously they're going to be able to keep the lanes pushed out. They get the vision, take down the ward. For Team Spirit, do they feel comfortable making a smoke move themselves? Again, your PL still has no buyback for 5 minutes, and it looks like right now, outsiders, they're just going to give up the Roche. As soon as they lose that vision, they back away.
Yeah, it is tough, though, because you can't get the same backdoor potential like this idea of the split push going, obviously, because of the mega creeps, right? Even in Nature's Prophet, you can't keep it pushed out far enough where there's a serious pressure. So I still have to wonder, like, how much is this damage that you serious threat over backdoor, and I don't think it's really there. I think he's gonna have to actually fight them.
A lot easier said than done. But if you can find the real PL, I mean, the damage will be there. In the meantime, they're going to push out this bottom lane and try and get this creep wave to the base if they can. There is still catapult wave going with them, so this one's going to be much easier to survive through than the rest of them have been.
And they're kind of baiting this, hoping that someone's going to come and like try and gank Ramsey or something, but it's just... I guess this is a fight you could win, right?
Right.
That's what you're thinking right now with these two heroes and the overwhelming damage they have, that maybe you can kill someone during a lasso, but the lassos are becoming problems. You see that constantly Toronto Tokyo is playing the Lincolns on top of Collapse, and did GPK take an item yet? He still doesn't have anything. Like, he cannot pierce the Lincolns. He's not taking that Witch Bane, he's not grabbing anything.
So they send the creep wave down bottom and then head out, afraid that there could be a gank coming from Team Spirit. That refresher shard onto the Razor. And you can see that they are playing it about as safe as you can, trying to push out these waves. Bringing numbers over towards the outer.
It is crazy how close they kind of were, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if they had waited like one more wave and they had a way to deal with this Lincoln Sphere, that could be something. Especially when you have the Sprout, you might not even have to deal with it, right?
True. 4,000 gold, but more importantly, it's those buybacks. It's how the fight starts. That's the map positioning that they're setting. Right now, Batrider, Jakiro, Pango, Dazzle. They're the ones with it. NP close on gold. Should be able to get into that shortly.
Where is Mira's and Lincoln's? Is it just about done here?
It's looking like it. Be sent out pretty soon. But, I mean, again...
Or did he abandon plans for Lincoln's?
He had it queued up still. Not sure.
Well, he has a recipe, but I don't see anything else.
No, I think he's going for instead for the Wind Waker. And with 3 minutes left, so they try and make a push here. There's a chance that they could go for it, but it's so scary to think about, you know, potentially losing a fight like this.
Yeah,
you don't have the buyback.
He just bought the Wind Waker recipe.
Yeah.
He's at the shop. He's farming. See, I'll be a minute, all right? I changed my mind, all right? Just give me a second. Okay, here you go. He gets him at 6 left, so.
Jumps in, finds him. Where's team? Where is team? Yadro down to half HP. They back away.
It's a bit frightening.
I mean, if they wanted to go right there, GPK could have potentially caught him. But that vision down, making a big difference. See if they find another opening like that.
It's so many tools now with this Wind Waker and this Grave.
Oh, man, that is such a missed opportunity, not finding the PL and bringing him down.
Rapier.
Up on the high ground, Ramsey is there. They're all together. Ramsey's there. Gotta run away. My dude, you're in trouble. All the way back out of there. The control for the moment, but DM back to the wall on this. We're trying to bring him down. Toronto Tokyo in the midst of all of them. Damage wants control. Bring down that Pangolier. But he manages to jump out. 2 walls down on top of gold. They find and kill the Razor. They've already fought back on one. Can they kill him off? That's one time.
All right, Spread when he comes up.
Can they get him?
What do they have to say? They have 4 steps on the Pango.
Tries to make the escape. They miss the sprout. They don't get him. Yadro over to the other side. 4 staffed away, keeping him out of there. Oh, what could have been. Wind Waker away right now on Mira. And the rest of them retreat, so they burn through the ages, but they couldn't quite finish the job.
I mean, they don't finish it all the way, but still. Forcing back Team Spirit despite having the Megas and taking down Flash. No buyback.
It's one of those things where as Spirit, you've sort of got enough luxury now that even though you're even dead for 60 seconds with no buyback, there's enough space that these little mistakes, these little hiccups can not be punished as heavily. So you see the replay
So,
of this one.
obviously the plan worked. The plan was to bait Ramses, right? Like, put him out there, hope that they would go for the jump on him and give that big setup for DM to get for the vacuum there. And obviously he has that tank ability that he feels comfortable doing this on Ramses because he's going to have the Satanic, the Rapier, the big right clicks. And then Yadro gets caught here, I think, by the next as well right afterwards. So just like stun into all this damage. You have that pure damage burning through the Macropyre, cutting through, but not able to catch him on the way back up here. He sprouted on. Yeah, oh my god, he accidentally clicked the Razor illusion.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay there, and
That was the face, yeah.
moment.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Now, keep in mind there were actually still quite a few saves available. Like Toronto game maybe could have came with like a 4-staff or something there too, so it wasn't like guaranteed, but
it definitely didn't happen when that happened.
it's that's not gonna let it work. We need the hoodwink right click, right? The ground target.
True enough. We got a couple more things now. Level 25 for the Darkseer, which means refresher. This is 4 walls parallel. Trying to build towards that Shiva's guard. Make a little game of tic-tac-toe. Pain in the middle. But again, oftentimes what this is coming down to is the buyback. And now they have buyback on PL again. I mean, with the next Aegis, if they want to wait that long, that could be the next moment that we see another big fight. Team Spirit, again, moving on in the upper bracket matters so much. If they can find a way to win this game and then win the next one, you're going to TI. You don't have to worry about any more of the placements and the direct qualifiers.
Radiant are scanning.
Scary stuff. Smoke out. This is a bold play. All the waves are in a pretty decent position for outsiders, and PL is heading right over. Yadro, he just used Doppelganger.
They just run. I mean, they're under a ward too.
That's fair.
That fight would not have gone very well, I think.
that was scary. I mean, the plus side is that there was no Pango there, but obviously you can't know that.
Yamich still with the gem, has the Witchbane as well to get the flank attack.
Oh, the poach got caught. Yamich right on top of him. And it's keeping him alive. GPK ready. The punch on the illusion, but they kill off the Dazzle.
Make a fight.
Does have buyback, but at the very least you're getting that target. They want to get his gem too.
Pressure, round 2. Wickens gets hit on him again. They have the answer there so quickly. Oh, man. That's not the real one. That's unfortunate.
It was a doppelganger, to be fair, with the full 100% damage, so I get the reasoning.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But it hurts. So, I mean, that's the thing. It's so hard to keep track of all that.
Lyrical, we figured this out last game, and then we seemingly forgot this game, is that the only reason the game keeps going, and the only reason there's so many roaches, is because we're not playing America's favorite game. And it happened again, and so with 50 seconds left.
Yeah, we got plenty of time to think about it.
We really do.
Radiant's courier
I'm going to say it's going to be a long one again.
A long one. You're feeling a long one? You want to get some tier 5 items this time, do you?
I'd love to see it.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if outsiders are going to get any of them, though, if I'm going to be honest. They might not get to leave their base.
Crack my knuckles here.
250 for me.
250. Oh, I was going to say 233.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
And we still have 27 seconds. Remember to write your guess in the chat right now, and then you can all say, I was right after smiley face. All the important activities to do in a chat.
That's right. Make sure you're always correct. 53 minutes in. You know, we haven't, I feel like oftentimes in these games, you get like the game 1 that lasts a full hour.
Yeah.
Everything seems crazy. And then game 2, it's like everybody's depressed and sad. You lose in like 12 minutes or something, however long it is. This time, we're actually going the distance again.
Hey, we usually save the really depressing one for game 3.
That's
so maybe that'll be whoever takes the L on this one. Oh, 240 something. What were you?
I said that. I was right. Yeah. I don't know.
240 something. You said 250.
Sure. No,
you were really close.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, too, we were really close.
We were.
We haven't practiced.
They hurt us.
All right, so
into the game
Radiant's
right there.
courier has been killed.
Thank you, employees. GPK's courier are going to go down. So we just might make it to tier 5s this time.
Shiva's done. Double Shivas. This could be the win that they need. I mean, he has gotten, like you said, very farmed. With that Aghanim Scepter, it really accelerates the farm, if not always the levels. But question is, will it make a difference?
I can't believe Ramsey still has his rapier.
Right? That's the wildest. I don't know what he gets next either. I feel like he just needs another one. Maybe you just get another one.
Yeah, it's definitely what you hold the gold for, I think, at this point. Although there's also still like moonshares and stuff too, which can be kind of tempting.
That's true.
I think that once you go rapier, you kind of have to keep getting rapiers.
Radiant are
Need
That
scanning.
slot gets real ugly.
True. That would be big.
I'd also like a Book of the Dead, please, if I can put my order in nice and early.
Full vision.
Yeah, both teams doing this.
Damage. Gets it taken away, but Spirit not willing to come on over and contest that.
Yadro just sitting in the camp too.
They're playing this so safe. Outsiders still smoked up on a couple of them.
Check my feed, none of them are moving.
No, they're not.
Yo, did you win?
Damage. It was not a catch. I suppose did not come out in time. And they've already gone with the Thunder. The lasso up on the high ground. And they bring him down. Round 2 pulls him in even closer. But no, he's never with his grub. Bring him down. The damage. They need more. Because they kill him. The frame was there. Mochka, the captain. Always on point. And now the Hunter. Is it enough to survive? The Doppelganger trying to run away. They can't find the real target. Eventually he falls. On the razor though. Collapse. is, and 4-5 dead. Everybody's gone. Team Spirit even up the series. Unreal.